Hi guys, so today we are going to talk about point number 6 of the 15 hacks for Indian sport physiotherapists and for trainers and SNC coaches. So this point is about how to deal with celebrity clients or high profile clients, and I'm going to share my experience and things that I have learned and probably things that would help you. So I have been fortunate to work in various countries in South Africa where I studied and did some personal training as well, in England where I worked and studied again, of course in Bengaluru and in Mumbai and various other places, even Dubai where I consulted. And I have been fortunate to work with a lot of high profile athletes, I would say sometimes, and even some of the industrialists that I consult for, some parliamentarians. So I'm going to discuss about how to deal with such clients, things that you should know, and things that should help you become a better coach or a better trainer or a better physiotherapist. So the first thing to remember when it comes to celebrities is that you need to understand that there are certain qualities they all possess, okay, and there are three qualities that they are mainly known for. So when we talk about celebs or high profile clients, one, they'll be either famous, okay, two, they'll either have a lot of power or authority, and third, they'll be having a lot of money, okay. So now when it comes to the famous ones, we're talking about those who are into movies or who are sports stars, people who are recognizable because we see them on billboards and newspapers and magazines, we see them on TV. So those are the famous ones. Then you have those who are either bureaucrats, they are statesmen, they are officers, or they are politicians who have a lot of power and authority that they possess. And then you have the wealthy ones like industrialists and who just have a lot of wealth, and obviously with that comes a lot of power as well. So these are the three main types of qualities that they have. Then of course we also have nowadays what's called the Instagram celebrities, which really are not celebrities, because celebrities are those whose achievements we celebrate. So whether it's a sports person or whether it's a movie actor or whether it's an officer or maybe an IS officer who studied to get there, and maybe even an industrialist who's earned a lot of wealth. But yeah, an internet celebrity doesn't really count because there's nothing really to talk about. So yeah, we're going to talk about the real celebs and how to deal with them. So one of the things that you need to remember is that when it comes to high profile clients, there can be those who have a lot of wealth, money, and sometimes even fame. And then there's those who have class as well, okay. So need not be that somebody is wealthy means they have a lot of class and manners as well. Sometimes you'll deal with some high profile clients who would be very classy in their behavior, very professional when it comes to payments, when it comes to dealing with professionals. And then there'll be those who might have a lot of money, but the way they deal with professionals would be very different. So it's important for you to understand this in the beginning. So now that you know what type of celebs or high profile clients you work with, okay, the first thing to establish, and probably the most important point, is what's called DTR, okay. Define the relationship. Your relationship should be very clear, okay, that you're a professional and you're going to do an X amount of job and you'll be paid an X amount of money, okay. And that's the relationship that should be very, very clear right from the beginning. And if this is not clear, it leads to a lot of other problems, okay. And what does happen over time with a lot of trainers, with a lot of physios, with a lot of people who are professionals, they start sometimes believing that they have become friends with their clients, or sometimes that they've become like family. It's a simple thing. You can never be family because they already have a family of their own, you have your own, they already have friends of their own, and you have your own. So you go there just to do a job, okay? You go there to get a job done which you're hired for. Make sure that the job is done the best way that it can be done, better than anybody else, okay? That is the only way the client would remember you and respect you. There's no other way. If you think that, well, I'm going to be so nice to them that I'll be like a manager, who'll help run their house, or I'll be like a driver who'll drive them around, or I'll be like a bodyguard who's going to protect, that's not what you've been hired for. This is something you have to understand in the beginning. A lot of guys, a lot of young trainers, sometimes even experienced ones, get carried away. They just simply get in awe of these celebs, and because you see these people live, someone who you've seen maybe in the newspapers, and suddenly they come to you as a client. People just get too awed by them, and it becomes like this wow factor, that I didn't know this person would come to me, and then you're just willing to do more than what's necessary. So this is something very important that you should remember, okay? Define the relationship, be very clear from the beginning so that there's no misunderstandings later on and things go smooth. The other thing that you should also realize is that you would ideally work with a high profile client in two capacities. One is if they come to you for training, okay, to your center, they train with you, they go back. Or the other option sometimes is that when you become their personal trainer or their personal physio, and most of the time this is when you start traveling with them. So this is a very sort of dicey situation. You have to be very clear here that if you are traveling, okay, your payments are very clear. Okay, it is also clear what is your job when you travel, because what does happen with those who end up traveling sometimes, okay, because these are high profile clients, have a lot of wealth, have a lot of money, have a lot of connections. Sometimes when you travel with them, okay, it can so happen that they would expect more from you, because your job as a trainer or as a physiotherapist would maximally be what, 2 hours a day, 2.5. So the other time you're just sitting inside your room, or you're doing something that's by yourself, sometimes people can think that, hey, I'm paying you for this, and what are you doing? You're just sort of sitting around, and they don't like that. And this has to be very clear in the beginning from your side, that you're traveling for a certain job. You would do an X amount of job for this person. Would you be doing something for their family or for their friends or for other people that they would refer at that moment? This has to be made very, very clear, because a lot of guys get into trouble because of that. They sort of don't lay down the ground rules, and then everything is a confused state. So generally when people come to train with you at your center or at your place, it's obviously a lot easier, because things are clear, you are in your comfort zone, they know what to expect, they know what they are coming for, and things are easy. But yes, if you're going to be traveling, or if you're going to have a special arrangement where you're only going to be sort of contracted to work, for a month, 2 months, whatever, make sure things are clear. Do also realize that sometimes some of these high profile clients will test you, okay? They might tempt you with some offers, and these offers would be generally to do with money or something, out of your job. And this is done just to test your personality, okay? Because they also need to know, are you somebody who can be trusted? Are you someone whom they can trust you with their house, with their place, with a lot of personal things? So sometimes they would test you just to check your personality, and you have to be very aware of this, okay? Don't fall for it thinking, like I said earlier, that they're friends or that they are your family, okay? They are your customers. Something else to remember, okay? A common mistake made by a lot of people. Let's assume there's somebody famous who turns up at your clinic or at your gym, or you start traveling. And then what happens is, a lot of people or a lot of professionals tend to forget their existing clients, the ones who've been there with them. Maybe they're not as famous, maybe not as wealthy, or maybe, not as powerful. And sometimes professionals get carried away, okay? They start feeling that, oh wow, this new person who comes is, worth so many crores, or, has so many cars, and they start thinking that this is the person I'll put my attention on, because somehow things will work out, and maybe, there'll be some lucky break you'll get, okay? No matter what celeb you work with, remember, there's no lucky breaks. You have to work hard, okay? You have to work hard, you have to put in your time. That's the only way you can create a name as a professional, okay? So don't think there's any magic, okay? There's, like they say, there's no free lunch, okay? You have to work for it. So yes, don't forget your existing clients in this whole process. Remember, those are the ones who've been there with you earlier. And the new celebs sometimes might even train with you for a short while and go, because they have a lot of options. They've probably been training or been taking treatment from various other people like you. So don't fall for it thinking that, hey, they're sort of, going to be with you for life. They need not, it's just a professional relationship. They've just come for a while. Do your job, make sure it's done the best that it can be. But yeah, don't ignore your regular clients, okay? Those are your bread and butter most of the time, so yeah, never ignore them. Now coming to an important question, how much should you charge a celebrity client? Obviously they're rich, so now how much should we really get out of them, okay? Truth is, you should charge them the same way as you would charge any other person. The charges don't change. The only reason why you would charge them more is if you have to travel to their house, and then you charge maybe double, or slightly more than that, 3 times, okay? And that's because you have to put in time, okay? The other time you charge more is if you're going to travel with them, because now you're going to lose your existing business, or you have to, keep your assistants to look after that. So if you're going to travel for somebody, then yes, you would be charging more. But if they're coming to you, the charges are the same, okay? And here it's important to understand that, how would you feel if you went to a restaurant which was maybe, not that great, but everybody was drinking some tea and you drank a tea for probably 5 rupees, but the owner charges you 20 rupees just because you seem to look slightly more wealthy than those who are there in the shack. You wouldn't like that. It's the same with any celeb, okay? Keep the prices the same, be professional. If you haven't done anything wrong, you don't have to answer anything to them, in the future as well. So this is something you have to keep in mind. Charge them fair, treat them fair, keep everything equal, whether it's a celebrity client or whether it's a regular person. Another point, okay, important one. See, when we meet people who are obviously in high positions, who really have it all with them, they have the power, the money. Sometimes the mind will tempt you, that hey, I could get some work done from this person. If I'm in trouble, maybe if I call them, they'll do something for me. Keep it simple. Don't take any favors from anybody ever, okay? Favors are not good simply because, like I said earlier, there's no free lunch, okay? You have to pay back, okay? So don't take favors. Don't be going to places where you shouldn't be with the client, because if it's not your job, and if they are going to go to a party or they're going to probably enjoy in some place, need not mean that you have to be there, okay? If they ask you and if you go, make sure you pay your own bills, okay? That is the only way you should go. Don't ever go or make it a habit where you go somewhere and they keep paying your bills, because sometime or the other it will come where they will feel that okay, you owe them something, okay? And it's not that celebs or high profile clients are bad people, but sometimes the relationship changes when you don't keep it formal and professional, okay? So keep it very formal, go somewhere, and if you're going, make sure that if they've paid for your meal this time, next time you are able to pay. If you cannot do that, if you can't afford that, don't go. Keep it simple, don't make it complicated for yourself or for them. So don't take favors, keep it simple. Your profession will be quite easy to manage. Okay, the next point now that you should understand is about client privacy. Now, of course, with regular people, we do maintain privacy. We wouldn't share things that, we know about them. But with high profile clients, it becomes even more important. So if I'm going to somebody, who's probably an industrialist and has, really has a big house and has, hundreds of security out there, I shouldn't be talking about what I have seen inside and what I do inside to anybody else, okay? That should not go out, for the simple reason because, you wouldn't want that to happen if a maid came into your house and told everything that's going on into your house, to all the neighbors, right? So when you deal with high profile clients, you should not be sharing private details about their life, okay? Don't talk to your friends about it. Don't talk to your colleagues about it. Don't talk to even probably other high profile clients that you have, because sometimes, occasionally, some of them would like to know, hey, what is it that, these people do in their house? How are they? You don't have to share it, okay? People will respect you more if you keep it private and confidential, okay? Because that's the same you would expect from others. When it comes to maintaining privacy, there's especially one side of it which you have to keep in mind is about the media. Okay, there are people who would want to know, more about their secret lives or what's going on, and you have to be very careful about this, because you don't want to share something which is been told to you, or maybe you've seen it in a personal capacity and then you end up telling it and it just happens to spread, and over time, the client themselves come to know, and then it's going to be bad for you because it's a case of you having broken their trust. Yeah, so keep it simple, maintain their privacy, maintain decency, don't do more than what you're paid for. You are not paid to go and tell the world what they are doing. So remember this, and keep this in mind, just so that it becomes a nice smooth place where you can work and you can maintain a good relationship with your client. Now, another point I'm going to talk about, which is probably a bit out of context, but I think it should still help a lot of young physios and trainers who especially work with young athletes, and sometimes even maybe with famous actors. So young athletes, if you see, their careers are mostly from around 16 to say 26 or so, that's the peak. And this is also the age when a lot of people get attracted to them, especially maybe girls to guys and vice versa. So you have to understand that at this moment, you should not try to get in there and, be the person who becomes like a matchmaker for them. Okay, occasionally they would tell you about, maybe somebody that they admire or they like, or they have a crush on. That is their problem. Don't get in there and try to do anything, where you try to fix them up, if I may say, okay? Because it's not your job and it is not something you want to get into, okay? You might do it out of good faith, you might do it out of good intention, but it is still not right. Okay, it is not your job, it is not something that you've been paid for, and if their family comes to know, they would obviously not like it. You know, in India, families play a huge role in how people make their decisions. So if you try to get in there and try to help, okay, when things go wrong, it will all come on to you. And there have been many cases like this, you know, which happen with trainers across in different fields, you know, when they train with actors or when they train with athletes or, you know, wealthy people, they try to go out of their way and help without realizing that that's not what they are good at and that's not their job, you know. So as I keep saying, stick to your job, constantly stick to your job. If you're ever confused what you should do, ask yourself, what am I paid for? What is it that I know? Go back to that, okay? You'll never go wrong. Another important point to remember is not to get involved in any financial transactions which are not to do with your job. So you have to understand that because you deal with high profile clients, occasionally, you know, maybe somebody might ask you, you know, hey, would you be able to keep some cash with you? You know, there's some excess cash, or would you be able to transport some money from here to there? This is one of those rare things that might happen, but still you have to know that it's a clear no. Now, something else to remember, okay, is about, especially with those, you know, when you deal with very high profile clients, those who come from wealthy families, they've been, you know, wealthy for generations. Now, unlike sports celebs who generally have a story coming from, you know, a ground level and then becoming famous and wealthy, those who happen to be from a traditionally very wealthy family would have a different level of class and a different level of living lifestyle that they have followed for years. So when you get into that system, you know, when you enter the house or when you deal with them, you do have to pick up some of their manners. You have to understand that they come from a system where, you know, things are maybe very polished and it's about a lot about cleanliness, a lot about manners. So you do have to learn those, you know, because nobody would feel comfortable with somebody if your language is foul, or if your behavior is not too great, or if you are dressed also not too well, okay? So do understand this, you know, match according to the client. You don't have to go overboard, but you still have to make sure that you're decently dressed, you're well behaved, you know, you're professional, you're somebody who's approachable, okay? So yeah, this is something to remember as well. Just make sure that the client feels comfortable around you as a person, and you should not be seen as somebody, you know, who probably doesn't bring the same amount of manners or behavior that they would expect out of somebody. Now, dealing with sports people, okay, exclusive, we're here talking about, you know, when you deal with sports clients who are famous, understand that their body, okay, and sometimes even this applies for actors, but not as much, but mainly for sports people, their body is their income, making money, it's their life, it's their everything, okay? So they know about their bodies. So it's always good for you as a professional to talk to them, have a history, you know, find out what they've been doing, you know, what has been correct, what has been wrong. There might be things that they are doing which are perfect, and they might only need 20% of help from you. And that's okay. You don't have to come in there and think that, hey, I'm going to change your whole workout or your whole training program or your whole recovery methods, you know, because I have come and I have to show I'm doing something different. Sometimes you don't need to do too much. You just have to check what's missing, add that. So do understand that these are people whose bodies mean everything to them. They know about their bodies, so don't go in there trying to change everything, okay? Get in there, take your time, you know, do what's enough. Make sure that you improve their quality of life and quality of performance, just enough as much as they need, okay? You don't have to get in there and show that you want to do everything for them, change everything, because this is where a lot of young coaches and young trainers, young physios mess up, you know? They just get excited. They think, you know, let me show how good I am, you know, let me show what I can do for you. All you've done in the past is wrong. No, boss, they have been famous before you. They have been successful before you came in, and they'll be successful even when you stop working, okay? So it's important to understand this. Don't take sort of these decisions which, you know, can sometimes play havoc with their bodies, because they get their bodies once, and their body is everything for them, especially when it comes to sports performance. Probably the last point to remember is, you know, stay humble, stay grounded, okay? Just because some celeb or high profile customer comes to you does not mean, you know, you are that, okay? I remember when I was working in England, in the gym we had, obviously it was a very high level, you know, place, and I was very awed the first time I went there. And I remember there were some clients who would come and park their helicopters, you know, in front of the gym, okay? There was a place where they would book time slots, you know, so that if somebody comes, there's no other helicopter that comes at the same time. So now that does not mean I become that client, okay, or I become somebody who has any helicopters and I start dealing with my other friends as if, I've sort of moved to the next level. So this is what happens sometimes with, younger trainers. They get carried away. They start thinking that they themselves are huge, big celebs now. You're just a professional. Aim to be a professional, a good one, whom people come to and know you for your professionalism, okay? Ultimately, you have to go back to your house. You have to sleep in your own bed. Okay, it's going to be your family, your friends. Make sure that you don't lose balance and lose track of who you are. Okay, create such a professional image that you are known for your job. You should not be known because you work with somebody, okay? Because the danger there is, when that person retires or if that person moves on to train with somebody else, then what about you, okay? Does that mean you are no longer important? And yes, that will be the case if you have relied and attached yourself too much to one person. So it's always important that you have to be a professional. People come to you. Some happen to be famous, some happen to be regular. They pay you, you get a job done, everybody's happy, okay? So yeah, keep this in mind, guys, and stay tuned for the next episode as well. We will be talking about how not to get fooled in your business, because a lot of young trainers, a lot of coaches, physios, they go through that. Sometimes they have bad experiences. So yes, I will be speaking about some stuff like that, and hopefully that should help you all as well. Take care.